And we're back. Look, man, feels like it's been so long. Not too long for y'all. A little long for us. Whole bunch of stuff has happened, all right? Blizzards and traveling and 30th birthday parties. Not mine. It's coming up, though. Look, anyways, we are back. Sorry to keep you waiting. We are going to wrap up this series so that we can continue making videos about what you're really tuned in for, which is just investments and, different stuff related to policing. But we gotta wrap up this series because I think it's so critical for young, aspiring cadets, officers, rookies, whatever. If you don't know who I am, all right, full-time police officer, part-time real estate investor, part-time stock investor. I teach DT, I do jujitsu. Everything I talk about here, I'm either doing it, teaching it, or living it. Okay, in this series is surviving your first 100 days as a police officer. Today, we're going to cover two things. Okay, two things. The final part of the series. All right, that is knowing how to have a short-term memory and being relaxed and personable. Both of them critical things. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hey, so before we get too far in the video, I want to take the time and just ask you guys, if you guys are enjoying the content, you like the channel, you like what we're trying to do, then support the channel. Okay, we don't got no Patreon or nothing like that yet, but we do have links down in the description, and they're extremely helpful for people who are thinking about becoming police officers, people who are already in the police process, rookies, officers, and concerned citizens in the community. Okay, I promise you, we literally have something for everyone if you are talking about dealing with law enforcement. All those links, most of them are our own, go directly back to funding this channel. So your guys' help would be appreciated on this. All right, so let's get into it. First topic, man. First topic is knowing how to have a short-term memory. Look, being a police officer is probably one of the most taxing, multi-dimensional professions that you can choose to take on, especially as a rookie during your first 100 days. You are going to make mistakes. Cross your fingers and dot your I's, cross your T's, that you don't make a big mistake. But you're going to make mistakes. You're going to forget things. You're gonna get overwhelmed by certain big situations, big scenes. Especially if you're in a bigger city where the likelihood of those things happening are more frequent. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna make bad calls. You're gonna forget to do things. You're gonna forget to get birthdays. You're gonna forget to get phone numbers. You're going to forget. Maybe you go to a training day, load up your training ammo, shoot it, and then forget to load up your duty ammo in your spare 2 mags. I'm not saying that I have personal experience with this, but look, stuff happens. And regardless of what happens, you're going to have a short-term memory. Why? Because your first 100 days, that's long. It's short, but it's long. And I promise you, if you just keep letting yourself get down, you keep letting your mistakes eat at you and make you second guess yourself, I can guarantee 2 things. You're going to keep making mistakes, okay? And you're never going to build that confidence that you need as a patrol officer. Being a patrol officer is a lot about confidence, man. Look, I have BS'd my way through more than one scene where I didn't fully understand everything that was happening. I didn't fully remember policy. I didn't fully remember even what the law said. But I exuded confidence in what I was saying. And of course, when you get some time, you go back and double check. And you correct yourself if that's needed. But you can only do that if you have a short-term memory. Also, short-term memory isn't just for your mistakes, but it's for calls. You can go from a simple burglar alarm, no action, to seeing a kid, choking, passed away, deceased persons. All types of crazy stuff. You need to have a short-term memory. You don't want to bring that home with you. You don't want to bring that with you once you're off work. When you clock out, you need to clock out. You need to have a short-term memory, or you're going to burn up and burn out quick. Okay? Hey, this ties back into one of my older videos. Health is wealth. And I'm not just talking about physically, but your mental health as well. Once you're done with the call, once you turn in that report, you've turned in your evidence, you've made that arrest, you took that report, let it go. Let it go. Whatever it is. Whether it's a simple mundane call or something super crazy, something super morbid, let it go. Have a short-term memory. This is a key principle that I would stress to any officer, any rookie who's looking at their first 100 days. You want to establish this technique. You want to establish this thing early on so that it can carry you throughout your career. And the last thing that I think is important for a rookie officer during the first 100 days is knowing how to relax and be personable. Now, this again has a double effect. It cuts both ways positively. Once you learn how to do it, first things first, the first people you're ever going to run into are your shift mates. Of course, you're going to be nervous. Of course, you don't know anyone there. Of course, you're the rookie. Of course, everyone there is more senior than you. But you still need to let your personality shine through. Now, I'm not talking being over the top. I'm not talking making inappropriate jokes when you're not cool with anyone on the shift yet and no one really knows you and you haven't shown your value to the shift yet. But what I'm talking about is don't sit there and be a
Cadet Thomas just graduated out of the 148th class. No, I don't do anything. I have no interest. I like my food bland.
Don't be that guy. Shifts run off of cohesion, camaraderie, which is all centered around trust, and no one can trust you. No one can build a bond with you if you don't open up a little bit, talk a little bit, where you from, let a little personality come through. If it's a joke, it's funny, you can laugh at the joke. You don't want to be that one guy sitting there without a sense of humor because then people feel like they can't joke around you. You gotta relax. Be personable. Okay? That's huge. Now, it also plays in when you're dealing with your next, social engagement, which is you dealing with the public. Because guess what? Whether on your first day, your 100th day, or your 1000th day, you're going to have to deal with the public in this job. And it helps to be relaxed and be personable. You don't want to be the cop that shows up to people's scenes and is always getting into arguments with people, always getting into fights with people, always coming off disrespectful to people, okay? Sitting there with this super nervous, fidgety energy. All right, 1, that could be officer safety hazard. 2, it makes other people feel uncomfortable. And 3, like I said, if you're coming off disrespectful to people just because of a certain situation, that is never going to play well for your longevity in this career. Okay, so if that's the last thing, it's the last thing, but it's important. Relax, be personal. It's not even that hard. Just stop being so uptight. Just relax. You know what your personality is. Just let it come out a little bit. And over the 100 days, let it come out a little bit more. When you're dealing with people, remember, look, when you're dealing with people on the street, remember, they're people just like you. Whether they committed a crime, whether they have some issue, whether you dealt with them a million times, just relax and be personal. So those are the last 2 things. That's it. I'm out of your hair with this. Watch it back whenever you want. Tell your friends about it. Those are the last 2 things of this series of surviving your first 100 days as a police officer. I think it will benefit you if you are in that position or someone who's going through it. I think these things will benefit you a lot, man. Make your transition into law enforcement extremely effective. and see you have like longevity in your career and longevity in your health within this career, which is, it's a big issue. So before we get out of here, if you like the video, come on, like the video. All right, leave a comment, subscribe, click the notification bell. Okay, and again, check out our website. Check those links down below. If you are an applicant, cadet, rookie, seasoned officer, concerned citizen in your community, you want to know more about how the police process goes. If you struggle with test taking, if you're scared about your oral boards, if you're worried about the psychological look, we have training and resources for literally everything. All right, we're like the Costco of this thing. All right, so check the links down below. I guarantee that if you are in the market for some type of training, some type of upper hand, I guarantee you there is something there for you. All right, well, this is Xavier, CRC, signing off as always. Stay blessed, y'all. I will see you on the next one.